Checking back in, video number 2. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2:24 p.m. Central Standard Time, 36 minutes until the market closes. Okay, what did I want to do? I wanted to just check in. I thought something was brewing here, and I'll show you on the chart what I mean by that. But it's doing the opposite as we speak. But anyways, I do have green on the board, 24.25 for the day, so I'm probably done. But I maybe take one contract if it does what it has done. And this is what I was wanting to point out to you. Look at that. Hello, 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 and hello. It just revisited that again. So this is what I would typically do in that scenario. Bring that up to 73. I'd be looking for that. And then I would move. Hold on. Let's just see. Now we'll leave that trade zone on as the first trade zone. And then it would be right in this area that I would attempt if I had no trades, or if I wanted to enter one more trade just to test it out, get a couple more dollar bills. It would need to be in this range right there. So it was just in there. I didn't take the trade. I wasn't really paying attention. And because I've got the green trade locked in already, I don't look aggressively after the fact. And then we start getting into this time of day. Wild things can go on between now and close. We got the president tweet. The Trump tweets could happen at any time. Ceasefire, I don't think's going well at this stage already. So that number would be like 99, 67, 99 down to 93, with 95 probably being the target if I wanted to get one contract now, or if I didn't have any green trades on the board. And it just did that. Like I said, it went all the way down to 93 on both of those last couple of moves. Will it repeat? Easily could repeat. Now, what we've talked about before, and it's true, because when it comes to trading the ES on a daily basis, it's really about pattern recognition. Elliott wave, Fibonacci helps, but not like it does on a bigger scale. It's typically going to help like in scenarios like this, where you'd measure up this move up, and then what is the retracement? But it had such a big move up that it's difficult to even use Fibonacci's on that, Fibonacci sequencing on that type of a move, except on a grander scale. So as far as patterns repeating, this would be another pattern that if you caught it down here, you're going to be looking for that spike back up. So you look from here, 93, it was like at 93, and it went all the way up to 07 on the top of the candle body. That's a nice amount of points to get in any trade. They don't have to be home runs. I'm just looking for singles and doubles, and then on a rare occasion, I'll hit a home run, but it's rare. Typically save those moves for silver options, etc. So pattern recognition. And always remember, after every major flush down is a squeeze up. It's just a repeatable pattern. The problem becomes, and it's something that I've dealt with over and over, is when is the bottom coming? No knife catching, as they say. Don't get in front of that blade on its way down. So that's where I try to work on these levels. And the levels is a combination of Fibonacci. It's a combination of pattern recognition, looking back weeks to months to even, an entire, like this point from year to date. What are some patterns that have repeated? Looking at the bigger picture, scaling all the way down to 1 minute charts. And typically 1 minute charts I only use if I'm getting into the micro of a trade, like, okay, let me just see what this latest pattern looks like. Okay, so the last few moves, it's only gone down to like 99. So if I was nervous that I'm about to miss this move, then maybe I'd take a trade right when it just dipped in right there. But a more high probability would be to wait till it comes down to 95. But again, it keeps knocking or stomping on that floor. Eventually, it breaks down. That happens all the time also. But when you can start to catch some of these patterns, sometimes they'll repeat 4, 5, 6 times a day. We just had it. I mean, it's happening before our very eyes. I mean, look at those numbers. And this is on the 1-minute chart. So these 99s show up way more visibly than on the 1-hour chart here, where the 93s are like, can't even make this stuff up, right? So that's just what I wanted to talk about real quick, but just let's get another rundown here. Bitcoin, little off the top there. Same with gold. Little move down there. Silver, same. So we have a lot of work to do on this silver. Still kind of coiling, consolidating, being affected by the news, of course. Yeah, you're going the wrong way, pal. You got to get back up here. So again, maybe I didn't need to pay off my AGQs and take clear and free possession again. We are at 115 though, so I would definitely believe that we're going to be up above this 124 before the close on Friday. If not Friday, then next week's probably going 130, 140, 150 plus. That's why I did buy back my First Majestic Silver, ticker symbol AG. I did buy those back for, I think, like $360. Yeah. So we collected 1,050 last week, and then we gave 360 back, but we have all of our shares. So a couple dollar bills there. We'll take it. We will take it. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share this video and this channel with a lovable friend. And another thing to look at again would be right now. Does it come back up here around 8 and just turn right back down again? Let's find out before I sign off. Let's go to the 1 minute just to get a... Whoa, got that thing dialed up, don't you? All right, so we should be getting ready to turn back down. If we can turn back down, then we're looking for the same pattern. And if it does, and it does, and it does, and we make some dough. Yeah, you love my singing. No, you don't. Come on. We'll do it live. We'll watch it live. What do we get on that wick? 808.75. Do I hear 09? 09.25. Uh-oh. And do we take all of this candle body out and turn these green numbers into red numbers? And it's not an exact science, so it can still turn down at any moment here. I'm not going to make you watch paint dry, though, but all right. Is this the beginning of the move down to repeat this pattern again? Then again, this 99, which is the 1 minute charts version of support, becomes weaker and weaker each time it attempts to come down to it. But there's our little move down. It should continue to go. Doesn't mean it's going to come all the way down, but we'll be watching it. We'll be watching you. Yes, indeed, I will. Whoa. All right, now I'm signing off. Like, subscribe, comment, share with love. See you in the next video.